Good morning, ladies. I just wanted to do a video before I do my video of the week for you all specifically. I went to the One Team One Mission this weekend um, in downtown Houston, and it was, as always, inspiring as all It Works events are. But also, I go for dual reasons, for inspiration, but also to give me new ideas on how to grow and build my business. Um, so I wanted to share with you a couple of those things. So if there's some things that you are thinking about changing, or things that maybe aren't working and you need to change, it's a good way to start. So, as always, one of the things that I learned from the very beginning of joining It Works is that posting daily. I post on Instagram daily, or try to daily on Instagram, but I do post on Facebook daily. And I've learned in some of the sessions or trainings that I've been in that it's best to post in the morning and like lunchtime, because people are usually looking at it, and then the afternoon. And I usually try to post things that are not just lifestyle posts, like, I have my greens, so I usually post something about that. But also, I try to post, inspirational, just all kinds of different things to capture different types of people's attention. Because some people don't want to read about product testing and long, drawn out things. They just don't. Well, my people don't anyway. I guess people just don't have time. So I try to keep it short for some, and then I try to make them long for the ones that are really following and reading my posts. So I post daily. That's mindful, because keep in mind, y'all, people are constantly, looking through Facebook, but your one-time post or few-time post about your business is not going to stick in people's mind. I promise you, every time I see somebody that follows me on Facebook, the first thing they want to talk about is my wrap business. That's the first thing they want to talk about. This weekend, I went to a party next door at my neighbor's house, and I'm talking to the girl, and I'm not knowing if my neighbor follows me, but I'm not knowing if she's actually reading my post or not, or she's never asked me. She's a pharmacist, and but she's never asked me. And so, come to find out, her friend that was there, her brother and sister-in-law sell for It Works. And I said, well, because she started talking about she had these two jobs. And I said, well, why don't you do It Works? That way you can ditch one job and just have the one that you have to go to, and the other one you can work from home. And she said, well, I don't like my brother. And I said, okay. And so then we just got to talking, and I said, well, and she said, I know I could do it. And I said, well, you should join my team. I said, I kind of talked to her a little about it. So she became a PDT instantly. So I say all of that to say that you never know when people are reading your post. The other thing that I learned about is, how to make your wrap parties fun. So, I try to change up the name sometimes, but one of the things one of the leaders came up with was the Rap and Wine Party, and I thought that was so cute. And most people, if you just come with wraps and water, it's kind of like, yeah. But maybe if you add a little twist and say we're gonna have some wine afterwards, wine and light appetite or something, then people may be more apt to come. And the other thing that I was told is keep it short. We always say use the party pad, the party pad. It's hard for me to keep it short when I'm excited. So I've tried to learn how to keep it as short as possible, especially when I'm doing events and I only have a couple of minutes to grasp people's attention. I usually start with a question: what are your goals? And then I try to cater my conversation to their goals. So just wanted to put that out there. That's important when you're talking to people. I always acknowledge people that like my post. Hey, thanks so much for liking my post. I wanted to let you know I'm selling for this company called It Works. I love the products. I think you would too. What are your goals? And I just kind of leave it open-ended, so they have to respond. So those are some tips that I've learned along the way to going to some of these events. Uh, Let me see. What was the other thing? One inspirational story. There was a lady there that had 7 kids, y'all. 7. And she's a triple diamond. I'm like, oh my God, I'm complaining about my 2. And she had 7 and she's triple diamond. So you're almost like, God, there's no excuse now. She's got 7 and she can do it. So, just had those tidbits of stories. They talked about how to get loyals, which I think I've kind of mastered, and most of us have kind of mastered. But they gave some tips on how to get DTs. Um, some of the tips that they gave, and I think some people on the team have gotten good at that as well. I think with me, I'm slowly getting into that. I've mastered loyals very quickly. That was so easy. But for me, DTs was a little harder because people always say they're just too busy. They don't have time. So I've just learned some tricks along the way. And one of the good tricks that they said is when you end a party, always when you end a party, always end it with, do you want to make money and use the products, or do you just want to use the products? And when you put it to people like that, and that's kind of how I'm talking to this PDT right now, and she's like, well, why don't I just be a distributor? So I'm, coercing her and talking to her about being a distributor, and how much easier it would be just to do that. The other tip I want to add before I hang up is talk to multiple people at a time, y'all. When I first started, and even up to probably about a year, I was like onesie twosie. Oh, I'm talking to this one girl. Oh, I'm talking to this one girl. And the other day, I was watching a video from Ashley Sinclair. She's one of my favorites to watch, and she said, you need to be talking to multiple people at a time. Um, you know, Saying I'm talking to one person, they may not lead to anything. So you need to be really trying to network and talk to different people at a time, because you never know. Those 3 people may lead to either 3 loyals or 3 distributors, but you won't know until you start talking to them. Okay, ladies, I'm sorry I was so winded, but I wanted to get this pieces of information out there to you. Thank you so much for being on my team. And if you ever have any question, as I always end, please PM me or call me. Bye.